What's up, y'all? We are back for another episode of our full site build. Today's episode, we're going to build out our service area page. In one of the previous videos, we built our services page, listing out all of our services broken down by our parent service or Google Business category. And next, we're going to break down all of our service areas on its archive page. So let's go ahead and open Etch here. Similar to other pages, there's going to be a lot that we end up grabbing from other pages. I'm going to go to my templates and service areas, and I'm going to click Add Service Area Archive and edit. From here, you can see we are getting our header and footer in here automatically. In my main container, I'm going to take out my post content, and inside of here, I'm going to add in our basic hero. For this, we want it to be an H1. Our SEO heading is going to be service area, and say something like this. And then for our lead text, something like full service plumbing and HVAC services. Again, we can come back to this and change it out. One thing in our latest version of Etch is they have a new notes field. And if I go ahead and open my bring this over so you guys can see it, our documentation, we can add in a note, a hover note. So if I go in here on my basic hero, and actually I might not even be able to do it on my basic hero because it's a component. I didn't think about that. Well, I'll have to show this to you on another element here somewhere. But yeah, I'll probably come back again and add in some more and better content. I just want to get our page started here. So I got our basic hero started here. From here, we're going to go into our main services section and bring that up inside my container here. And inside of here is going to be where we actually build out our service areas. And hopefully I don't already have this class. I can't remember what we used on the other ones, but we'll go ahead and give this a try. All right, so for this one, let's break this down into inside my inner, and if I go back to my home page and look at how we did this previously, we split it out into Kansas and Missouri. And I think I still want to do that same thing. So what I might actually do for the time being is I'm going to hit save. I'm going to go over to my home page, and I'm going to grab my service area section and come back in here. And I'm just going to use this for reference a little bit. Inside my inner, we have our content wrapper. And in there we have our list built out with our map. So, and in here we have our service cards, or service area card, sorry, our list item, and our loop for our parent states. So I think what we'll do is on my main inner here, I'm going to add in a div that's going to become our unordered list. And actually, I'm going to show you guys one other cool thing. So while I have my inner selected, I can go Command I and bring up our quick action toolbar here. And in here, I can actually insert a unordered list, and it'll put those automatically in here for me. So, and you can see it's not styled, it just quickly adds that. You'll notice down here I don't have a list item that I can put in there. So it's just a quick way to do that. So you can either go Command K for our action bar, Command M to navigate, and Command I for insert, or once you're in here, you can navigate with your tab. And you'll see you have all those top line elements that are down here. Otherwise, we have a lot of other things like block quotes that you can add in. You have figures with caption, without caption. A lot of different, like just quick add things like icon cards that we can add in that are not actual components, but just starters for us. So that's just a quick thing I wanted to mention here that can actually save us a little bit of time. And I will probably end up using a couple more of those in this video here. All right, so we got our list, and here I want to call this our serve area list. I'm going to call this our list item. And inside here is going to end up being my card. I don't want to build this out quite yet because I want a BEM class. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, I can BEM class this right now because we're going to come back and add a little bit more to this. Okay, right click, create BEM classes. Then inside my list item, I want to actually wrap this in a loop. My loop, I'm going to use my, let's see here, which one was it? I might need to scroll this up a little bit so I can see them all. Our states query, bring this back down. So you can see I have two items here. And inside my list item, I'm going to add in a div. Inside my div, I want to add in I'll go with a heading here. And that should be an H3. And I'll probably actually put a section intro in here. I want to see what we did on the services page. We did do a section intro, so I should have added that in there as well. All right, so inside here, I'm going to add in my section intro. I'm going to bring that all the way up above my inner. You can see now the properties panel is its own panel and is on our left hand side here. Not going to do an icon. I'm not going to do a lead. And I'll just go areas we serve. And then we'll go something like this. Okay, and we'll put our span around these. Okay, perfect. Now coming back down, I can close some of that. I'm going to take this text out because I don't need this in here. And I deleted too much. Whoops. Put my heading back in. Again, that's supposed to be an H3. And I want this to be item dot name. And I need my period in there. There we go. I'm actually going to wrap this in a div as well. And I'm not going to link to this yet because it's just a taxonomy. But once we get to the actual cards themselves, I'll make them into icon cards. So inside here, I want to add in another div. And actually, another thing I can do is I want to see, now I can convert this to a list. So that's a second way that we can change things to a list, is once you have a div with an item in it, you can right click and just change to a list item. So I'm going to call this my state list, and this will be my state list item. And inside here is where I'm going to go with my icon card. So again, if I go Command I and I type in icon card, you can see it just throws in the basics of an icon card here. It already names a bunch of it for me. I have my content wrapper, my heading, my paragraph, which I'll just change this to description. I'm going to change my H3 to an H4 because we have an H3 here, H2 here, H1 at the top. My icon card, I'm going to change to an article. And I want to go ahead and BEM class this. And we're going to have to add a few more items here. I'm going to call this my state card. And if I take this and I move it above, I can create BEM class on that. And I'm going to bring this all the way back in so we don't add anything to that. There we go. So we got a couple other cards defined here. In my state card, you can see we have our heading, our state list, our list item, and then our article card. Okay, so this item is also going to need to be wrapped in a loop. And then this loop should be our not our state query. I feel like we had one set up for this. That's not actually right. Oh, it's our locations query. There we go. So we got our service areas, our state. We're going to have to pass in that props from our main query. And again, if I go down and look on our query in here, it's actually going to be the one inside our card. And if we do that, we can see we use state.id. I can exit this, come back up on my loop here, and I can just add that in, and we should be seeing the proper things now. Okay. And let's start building out our data. So if I go back and look on any of these cards, we don't have any actual descriptions on them. So I think what I'll actually end up doing is I'm going to take the description off. I'm going to leave the heading, and for my icon, I'm going to set the same icon for all of them. It's just going to be our location pin. I'm going to strip the colors on that so we can see that's on all of them. And I'm actually going to wrap this in a div as well. I'm going to copy my class from this, paste that in, and call this icon wrapper. And on my icon wrapper, we are going to see some other cool stuff from here. So if I right click on this, you can now see I am getting all of my colors coming in from automatic CSS. So this is again a new addition that they gave us. So I want ultra light on this. We want our inline size of 2 rem, and we'll go 65 pixels. Our block size of the same thing. We want these to be flex row and center. I'm going to do flex shrink of 0 just to make sure it doesn't get any smaller on us. Then on my icon, I want to set my color to just primary. And that works. And we're going to go inline size of 2 rem, and we'll call that 30 pixels, 35. May end up wanting those to be a little bit bigger. We'll see in a minute once we get more built out. And I do also want to add a radius of radius to these. I'm going to hit save just to make sure all of this saves for me. You can never save often enough. All right, on my icon card, and I probably could have named that better, but I'm just going to leave it for now. In this case, we want this to be a flex column. I'm going to go top and center. I want content gap. I want some padding in here. We'll go, I think space S. My gap I may actually bring down a little bit too. And let's see here. We also are going to have to link these. Want to double check something. What did we do on this? We put the link inside the H4. Just want to make sure I am doing things consistently. Sometimes I like to double check exactly what I'm doing. So we can go ahead and add our A in here. And we'll go item dot title. And for our link, we're going to go item dot permalink dot relative. We should be good on that. And that did not work for me for some reason. We'll try that once more. Hit A, tab. I can see what we got going on here. We have an extra caret in there. Now let's do this. Item dot title, Kansas City. Item dot permalink dot relative. And you can see we have our A inside here. All right. We can also add in our other attributes. So we can go target equals self, because we want it to go to its own page, which is the default, so we don't actually have to add that in there. Another one I always like to add is going to be my rel equals no opener. Can add that in, and you can see it adds that for us. All right. Can name that as our permalink, so we have that. And we can also add in a title or a class to this. So we got icon, card, permalink. And then this is where we can change our behaviors a little bit. Text, we want our text dark. Text decoration of none. And again, I can also target these just by my link classes as well. I think I've showed that in the last few videos. So we could go link color of text dark here. And if I take this out, you can see we still have text dark. I can go link text decoration of none, and it removes that as well. I may have to double check that one. See if this takes us to our proper page. It did not, so I can go to service areas. We can drop down, and we're not getting what we need. I can just do this on another link here quick to see. Okay, it's link decoration of none. And if I go our link color hover of text dark muted, that should have been the right one. hit save again, double check this. And if we go to our hover state, yeah, link color hover, which is what I thought I had. I gotta put that extra dash in there. There we go. And it works once you make sure you didn't have a type error, which I did. All right, so that's probably gonna be the best way to do that. Instead of actually writing out our full CSS, we're just going to redefine those variables from our links. So those are all set. All right. Let's see what else we want to do on this. On my icon card itself, I can do a background of neutral, ultra light. And again, I gotta spell that correctly. There we go. And we'll go radius of radius. On here, I want to go flex, and we'll go flex 1. And on our state list, we want to make this into a grid. And I think I'll probably do, actually, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go question mark, auto grid, bring that in. We go back to our card here. Let's go a inline size of 100%. Okay. I feel like our gap is going to be too big on this. I want this to be brought down a little bit. I think I'm going to stick with S. Okay. On my grid here, if I remember right, we need to be careful how we set our grid gap. Okay. So in order to do that, we can come up here and go grid gap of space S. Brings those down a little bit. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna hit save. On my service area list up here, I want this to be a flex column. Top will go left. No, I'm going to take that off. I don't want center either. Stretch is fine. And we'll go container gap. And on our state card, we're also going to want to go here. We'll have to go stretch on that as well. And we want our content gap there as well. And you'll see as we shrink these down, our auto grid just keeps automatically shifting those cards for us. So I don't have to add in any container queries on those. I'm going to hit save. I know when we're on the front end, these weren't actually showing for us. So let's see what we can figure out. All right, so on here, we need to actually set this as states, and which means on my heading, I need to go states.name, and those look a little bit better. Hit save, and I think that should solve our issue on the front end here. Perfect. Okay. And actually what I think I'm going to do is on my icon cards, I'm going to set these to white. And I'm going to set my section background to our neutral ultralight, just so our cards stick out a little bit better. I like this more. Hit save. From here, I think I do also want to add in, and I got to remember to do this right, is going to be clickable parent. I can never remember if I put this on the actual link or the card. So I need to put that on the card. Okay, let's try that again. Copy that, come over to our icon card, paste this in, hit save, check the front end, and our cards are now clickable. And I want to also do focus parent as well. So now if I'm on my front end and so let's hit refresh, it selects my entire card here. Perfect. Okay. Let's see what we can do on the card itself. So I would like to do a hover color. So we'll do and hover background of we could go like color mix. Actually, let's go primary trans 10, and that'll give me my color mix automatically. Making sure I have this background there. Yep. I might bring this up here. I'm gonna hit save. I want to see what this looks like on the front end. You can't really see much of a color difference. If we start to go a little bit bigger, we might see it, and it's not happening inside the builder for me. I want to double check if it is on the back end here, or on the front end. And it does not seem that it is. There we go. Okay. Actually, I want to go secondary ultra light. I want to see what this looks like. Not happy with that. I just want to get a really subtle hover effect on here. We'll have to play with it a little bit. I'm pretty happy with that. And we want to do transition of transition. Perfect. Let's take a look again. And we get a little bit of a hover effect as we go over these. Okay, so we've got all of those built out there. I'm not going to delete this yet because I actually want to copy this. And inside of my inner, I want to paste this in. And I think what I'll also do is I'm going to wrap this in a div. I'm going to call this location wrapper. And we'll go back up here. I'm going to take my service area section, come back down. Add a class here. Add a class here. Add a class here. And I need to put the period in when I do that. I think I messed that up on the wrapper as well. All right, there we go. I'm going to copy all of this, paste it here, take that off. On my map, I don't need to change anything there. On my location, I do want to add in a heading here. I'm going to put that above. We're going to stack this. Start and left. Put in container gap. Okay, locate us on Google. And I think this should be an H3 because we already have our H2 up here. We have Kansas and Missouri. So, yep, I'm happy with that. And I want this to be a full width item. I'm gonna go min block size of 2 rem, and let's do 400 pixels. I want that to be a little bit bigger on here. Save, refresh. Perfect. Got that going. I'm gonna jump back to our home page. I want to grab our review section here. I'm gonna bring that over. Gonna paste that in. And apparently I didn't copy it. Another thing I can do is in my Command K bar, I can navigate to a page and to our home page. And it takes me here, review section, copy, Command M to navigate pages. Or actually, sorry, I want to go to still learning this here. I wonder if we can go to our actual template service. Oh. Okay, so that's not going to work there. Again, it's still new here, so we're working on getting all of that able to be navigated to. Okay, let's try this again. Inside our main, I can hit paste now. Our review section is in here. One thing I also want to add in is going to be another section. Inside this section, I'm going to call this my parent services. Inner, inside here, go list, unordered list, services list, list item. Inside here, I'm going to add in our service card. I'm going to wrap this in a loop. And for this one, I want our services. Okay. Let's go ahead and BEM class this. And then on our service card, we can come over here and get these set up to item.title. Our description is going to be item dot I think it was service overview, except I need my meta box in here. I'm going to keep the learn more. In my link, I want to go item.permalink.relative. These should be H3s. My icon, go item.metabox. Service icon. And I think we're gonna be good on that. I don't need this text here, so I can delete that out. Got plumbers, water heating, drain cleaning, heating. I just want my top level services here. And for this, on my UL, I'm gonna go let's go auto grid again. And I want my column count to be 3 maybe. How many do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm good with that. My list item didn't get its class because it was inside the loop. So we're gonna go parent, services, list item, set that to flex and flex 1. Hit save. I want to see what we're getting on the front end here. Okay, so I have to double check my items here. Let's go back to our services. We'll go down to plumbing. I don't think I set an actual icon on this for part of it. Oh, I did. But I did not have a service overview. Service icon is right, service overview. You can also double check these in our custom fields. Service underscore overview, service underscore icon. And I might actually need .url on this. Yep, that solved it. And I'm not getting an overview because I don't have anything in. If I go back to my services page and plumbing, this is my plumbing service overview. I will come back later to complete this copy. So save. And you can see that fills in, so I'll just have to do that on the rest of them. Now I'm getting my icon, I'm getting the name, and our link is correct here for all of these. And this way we go from our blue to that neutral ultralight, our white, and then back to our neutral, and then down here. Other thing I'm going to do is inside of my inner here, I'm going to add in, or inside of here, I'm going to add in my section intro again. We'll call this my services. Our services in the greater Kansas City area. I'm going to go no lead on this. I'm going to move this all the way up to the top. Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to go back to our home page. And I'm going to grab our CTA section. Go back to my template. And actually, I don't know that I actually copied that, so I'll try it again. Copy. And in here, paste. Paste that all the way down at the bottom, and we are good to go. So it's nice when you can just reuse a lot of the content across the site. You noticed I reused the map, I reused these service cards, I reused my loops for both of these, but I made this new icon card. I reused my section intro, my basic hero that I have up here. So it makes rebuilding additional pages a lot easier once you have that home page built out. You may end up just creating variations of stuff, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. And again, I may come back at some point here and add some additional just copy to the page. This is fairly bare as far as copy goes. But again, that's not my concern right now. It's just getting some content on the page. Yeah, so I think we're good there. I'm gonna hit save, double check this on the front end. And then we can check it on mobile and ensure everything is looking good. And I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go ahead and scroll way down here. So far, everything is looking good. Our map is probably a little bit bigger than we need it to be. But everything else I'm pretty happy with. I think what I'm going to do is on the map here, is maybe we'll go 300 with this. I think that'll be a little bit better. And I think we're good to go on this. Again, I may come back and change, again, some of the copy. I may also, let's actually play around with this. Let's go to this and go color of secondary. Just give it a little, stand out a little bit different from the other ones. Same with this one. Reuse. I don't actually want to use that same heading, but we will go serve area list. And this one we can do that same thing. Secondary, so that way it matches. On our heading here, I'm gonna put my span around Kansas City. And we'll refresh that, and we're looking pretty good here. All right. Yeah, I'm happy with this page for now. We can, again, finalize any other design details we need to later on. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about some of the new features inside of Etch as I did this with that Command K, Command M, or Command I for the insert. Again, these are some new options, and this is going to get better as it goes. There's going to be more items available in here. This will probably lead to a way to get to third-party elements as well. But again, this is just a start of the version of this, and it'll become a great way to navigate and do a lot of things inside of the builder, and along with some of the other features like we saw with our variables loading inside of here. Again, contextual based on where we are. And you can see as I hover over these, I get the live preview of them. So it's very helpful. All right, that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys have any questions, please drop them down in the comments below. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel as we continue to build this out and do a lot more Etch tutorials inside of WordPress. If there's specific things you're looking to see, drop them down there so I can see what everyone's looking to learn along the way. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Drop a like if you haven't as well, and we will see you in the next episode. Thanks.